So it's 1:18 New Jersey time. I want to start off by thanking God for the good that He still does. Not just for me, for my loved ones and the good people of my community. Um, the reason you see this big old cardboard box in the middle of the living room, because I've been getting back into my art bag. I'm not going to spill the beans on that. But yeah, lately I've been getting back into it. Um, I'm going to finish him too and paint him too. This is really big. But art is not necessarily the reason that I'm making this video, even though I will be very busy later on. I'm making it because I overheard something that I felt was interesting, and I don't know this individual. I want to get that out the way. We're not affiliated at all. But I just feel like some people, they have it really good to be able to make more sound decisions and to stay on a straight path as far as morals and ethics goes. And also, it's not always good to compare your life situation to other people's situation. It is a reason that they say comparison is the thief of joy and happiness. I think comparison can be the thief of a lot of things. A lot of things. So anyway, the story went, basically, I'm not going to say names and things like that, but I don't think it's, unless you live under a rock, it's not hard to figure this one out. So it's a young dude, successful streamer or whatever, explaining to somebody else that they are against shortcuts. They gave an example of a very lucrative deal that was sent their way that they actually ultimately turned down. It was more than $50 million. And they look back and they're very happy and content with their decision. They didn't exactly say it like that, but in a roundabout way, they said it like that during this interview. And by the grace of God, I've never heard of them having to deal with anything abusive or dysfunctional in their household when they were a youngster. I've never heard of that. And what I'm trying to get at is, I feel like they must have had it really, really, really good to be able to have, because I'm pretty sure that's not the only lucrative opportunity that floated their way. And they felt like, you know what, I could do this on my own. Like, I could be successful on my own without having to worry about other people's strings being attached to what I have going on or whatever. Basically not selling out, whatever you want to call it, right? And this is why I absolutely, let me just state this, and I say it as respectful as possible. I agree with the meat of their position, of their argument, especially like looking back. Yes, shortcuts are not necessarily the best way to go about a lot of things. This is not to say that some people don't become successful sometimes when they do it, because there's people, but generally speaking, you don't want to go that route, right? Still, people forget you have different types of households where some young people, especially a lot of young black people, some of them are blessed where they grow up in a loving, supportive household, a very functional, supportive household, and one or more of the parents work and they actually own the house, right? And they're allowed to be children. They are given the freedom when they come home from school. They don't have to spend most of their time babysitting and cleaning up. They have chores. They're allowed to be children. They're allowed to get a speedy job in peace. They don't have to worry about nobody in the house. That's an adult hounding them for every penny and red cent or nickel that they have, that they earned from their speedy job. Or even if they worked at a store at the mall, right? they're allowed to keep that and stack their bread up so that way when they ready to expand and on their own and move out on their own, they ain't got to worry about the security deposit, first month rent, none of that. But then there's the other type of household where it's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. Once again, this is not me saying or insinuating that you still should take the shortcut. What I'm saying is, it's easy to say, yeah, I was able to turn down millions of dollars and the very lucrative contract. When it's certain things that you never had to like struggle with when you were younger, it's so much more easier to say that because some people don't necessarily want to jeopardize their morals or ethics or sacrifice dignity or whatever. They just tired of having somebody getting drunk and getting high and putting them out in the street for no reason, for example. And because you're trying to be loyal, when that person gets sober and calls you crying and telling you to come back, you're trying to be loyal, you're a mommy's girl, and you're trying to get back that time that you didn't have when you was very, very young, because a lot of times that person wasn't around. You keep going back to them, and also really because you don't really have anywhere else to go and stay long term, and you don't have to worry about no cattiness, no jealousy, no peers trying to influence you in a negative way or anything like that. Long term, you don't really have anywhere to go, or you got a mother that's narcissistic and jealous, and you're becoming a young woman, or you look, puberty is in full bloom, and they don't like the idea of you becoming independent. So speedy job is out of the question. Normal friends, out of the question. After school activities, out of the question. And then all of a sudden, that person started getting so jealous. You in the street and it's 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't even have nowhere to go. And when this first started happening, wasn't no Uber, wasn't no Lyft. Some of the organizations that my city has for young people didn't exist. Because I said it. There needs to be like an emergency youth home for youth that's trying to do the right thing, trying to be loyal to their parents. So they probably not even telling nobody what they dealing with their parent. Because apparently loyalty is more important than your safety. So if you're in a neglectful or abusive household, you still got to be loyal to that. That's the message that I've been getting from the black community. Anyways, you got people they don't necessarily want to take shortcuts is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that to grow up in a household where you don't have to worry about those type of challenges, it's a bad thing. No, I think it's a wonderful thing that this particular young man didn't have to worry. From what it seems, they didn't have to worry about, is my mother going to get drunk and get high and start exposing me to stuff that I shouldn't be exposed to, or kick me out for no reason, and even to the point of calling the police on me. And I don't even have first month rent and security saved up yet. Or I really don't have nowhere stable to go, and I could just be there long term. It's a blessing. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't think people should be comparing. And knowing what I know now, in hindsight, once again, I agree with a lot of things this person said, right? I just feel like any young person struggling with the aforementioned things, a very, very chaotic household, abuse, neglect, whatever. I feel like if you have somebody that you feel like you could trust at school, at a church, let them know that, like, listen, you need help financially, and you're tempted to start doing things that it might hinder your morals. You might have to sacrifice your dignity and self-respect and things like. But you really don't want to do that. You're trying to stay on the straight and narrow. Is there a way they can help you, with that? That's better than sacrificing dignity and morals and vibes. Say, like, yeah, I appreciate all the other things that you have done for me and you are doing for me, but if you want me to stick with God, if you want me to keep doing the right thing, the righteous thing, the noble thing, the honorable thing, the respectable thing as a young woman, can you make sure I continue to do this? Because it's just too, it's I won't even say it's easy, but when you don't really have no other offers on the table, and let's just say this person then put you out and it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you ain't got no money, you ain't got a car, you don't even have a car that you can sleep in. And even if you had a car, like, you don't know how to drive, you understand what I'm saying? Even sleeping in your car is not necessarily safe. Somebody could break the glass and do whatever while you sleep. In hindsight, that's what I would suggest to young people. Like, you might be thinking, okay, it's a guy that is telling me that he can put me up and help me with this or whatever, but I might as well say goodbye to my dignity and self-respect or whatever. But also, I don't really know how to say no because, like, I don't have any other options right now. What I'm telling you is, if you know that one good teacher or whoever you feel like you could trust the most, even if it's at, like, church or whatever, explain the severity of the situation, or ask if you could come stay with them, that you don't mind doing chores because you will clean, you will cook if need be, you don't have any money, so that's how you will pay for your stay until you're able to get on your feet, because you want to do everything with God in mind, with morals, integrity, and and dignity, and all that type of stuff. Excuse me. What you doing? Get down. They love cardboard and they love to tear it up. It's okay because this won't be here all day. They only recently figured out that this stuff will help them sharpen their nails. They already started attacking the other box over there that I was supposed to turn into like a car prop for a Hot Wheels theme party. I still might do it one of these days. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that.